And back here live, Country Radio Seminar 2024, again too as well. Day 2 of the festivities here too at the Omni Hotel live in Nashville, Tennessee. Of course, we'll be at the Doghouse Saloon tonight from 6 to 10. Thanks to all the sponsors out there. Of course, HighTideCountry.net and our friends over there, the SportsGuysPodcast.com, and of course out there, KKTC True Country 99.9. Now, we got a little country music royalty. I told you he was coming down too as well. The newest member of the Grand Ole Opry too as well, T. Graham Brown. What's up?
Hey, man.
How does that sound?
Man, that sounds awesome. You know, we're so thrilled. I just ran into Opry Dan Rogers, that runs the Opry, was just outside and was hugging my neck. Man, it's so sweet, those people. I've been going out there about 40 years, almost 38.
Close enough, yeah.
So it sure is sweet. The best part of the whole getting asked to be a member of the Opry is watching Sheila be so happy.
Yeah.
It's been a week now, and we've been together 46 years,
Congratulations.
And she's hung in there with me, man, through good and bad, and to see her so happy, that's the payoff.
Well, speaking of happy, I want to tell you, thank you for endorsing my brand and,
man.
and standing behind what we're doing here at the show, and it just means a lot to have your backing 100%.
Well, I'm glad you're doing well.
It's going pretty good right now. We're excited about it too. Some good festivities and good things coming up too. I wanted to ask you about, country music, and I see all these guys out there. The male aspect of it right now with Zach Top and Randall King, and you get some other great singers that are kind of bringing back that 90s country sound. Of course, you guys grew up. That 70s, 80s, 90s sound was second to none. There'll never be another few decades like it again too. What does that mean to country music, and how important is that right now that some of these younger guys are paying tribute to you guys when y'all came up?
It's real cool, man. I think we did some good stuff back then, and I came along at a great time, man. The 80s were awesome, and I tell you what was the coolest thing. A lot of the people were still around that I got to work with and get to know, like Merle and Willie and Waylon and George and Tammy and Loretta and Conway and Kenny and Dolly and Johnny and June and all those people, man. That'll never be repeated. It was a great time to come along.
That's crazy. I got to ask you about this. I'd be remiss if I didn't.
Keith Whitley, I got to say.
Yeah, no doubt.
And Randy Travis. We all had fun.
Got to ask you about, we have a benefit show coming up Friday night this week. It's called Show Dog and Friends. It's actually raising money, and all the donations go to OK Kids Corral for families with children fighting childhood cancer. But we're paying respect and tribute concert to the late, great Toby Keith. Just what he meant to the industry, 32 number one hits, 30 years in the business. He knew the music business unlike anybody else when it came down to it. But he always picked the right songs. What did he mean to you and just in general, the country music?
Well, he was I was talking to some folks on Sirius XM, did a Toby Keith takeover.
Yeah.
And I was listening to Tim Rushlow, frontman for Little Texas, and he toured he knew Toby way better than I did. But I guess I met him when his first single was out. Is it Should Have Been a Cowboy?
That's the one.
Should
have been a cowboy, baby.
We were doing the George Jones TV show together. And that was his very first single, man. It was brand new. And he kind of went, I was telling the guys on the radio the other day, he's kind of like a superhero. He was bigger in life when he did everything. One of the coolest things that he was able to do was go overseas so many times to entertain the troops and be a patriot and all. I think he used his platform very well. He was a superstar.
Just a great guy too as well, and very patriotic, like you said too. Love the troops, and definitely just God rest his soul, because one lost in country music there too. And it's amazing. I saw Marty and of course Micah yesterday. Shenandoah came down. Marty Rabin and Mike McGuire still doing their thing on top, and you guys are doing your thing. Any plans for some new music coming out here in 24?
Yeah, I got a brand new album fixing to come out, but it's a soul record.
Okay. All right.
I recut a bunch of 60s soul songs, and they're going to start releasing tracks in March.
Right.
And it'll come out probably in May. I got Sammy Hagar doing a duet, Delbert McClinton, Winona's on it, Tanya's on it, Dwight Yoakam's doing a cool duet with me. Sam Moore from Sam and Dave, Eddie Floyd, Little Anthony from Little Anthony and the Imperials is on it. This cool soul singing woman, Betty Levette, is on it. So, yeah, man, we got something new, but it's totally 60s soul, horns up, you know. It's not country. But I'll tell you what, the duets could pass for country, you know.
Yeah, no doubt about it, too. Hey, when you get some downtime and you're not doing some music or attending events like this, what do you and Sheila like to do for fun, like on a date night or something?
Oh, we like to go out to eat. We're pretty much homebodies, so you know, we go out every now and then, but we don't go to movies much. We watch stuff on television. Yeah. We're pretty laid back. You know? I like cutting the grass when it's time to cut the grass. And like this morning, Sheila I'm going to be here all day. And Sheila made sure she made me a sandwich and made some chocolate chip cookies. And, you know, she's just old married couple, man.
Putting her stamp on it to make sure her man is taken care of, too. My wife does the same thing, too. Is married 13 years now, too. So it's a blessing, too, in disguise. So, hey, when you first stepped behind a microphone, what song came out in any part of your music career?
When I started, I was going to the University of Georgia. I started singing for a living in 73, and I was a sophomore at the University of Georgia. And it was a beach music song. I'm sure we played beach music for the kids. They call it Southern beach music. It's kind of I don't know. The Drifters, Coasters, Platters, Damn, that kind of stuff. Fraternity, back then it was fraternity and sorority parties and all that. And I put together a country rock band for a while in the 70s, and we did the usual David Allen Coe. I thought I was David Allen Coe. I grew my hair out real long, got a tattoo, and got an earring. You know, I was. So I did all that outlaw country stuff, and then I put together a soul band called T. Graham Brown's Rack of Spam.
Yeah.
And did that for 3 years, and then moved to Nashville in '82. So I spent 9 years in the clubs in Athens, Georgia.
Yep. Hey, tell me about this. Love listening to it. Livewire, Sirius XM, one of my favorite shows. Who does that show? Oh, yeah, this guy. I tell you, had Pam Tillis on, I know recently too. Great conversations, interviews, just like we do as well behind the scenes, getting to know the artists, the songwriting, all that kind of stuff. Still going strong for you.
Yeah, man. Golly, we're 5.5 years now.
Crazy.
They told me they want me to keep doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it as long as they let me, you know. I still got some great – I just did a TV show out in Fort Worth with Neil McCoy.
Yep.
I hadn't had him on as a guest. It's funny, man. I've done 50-something of these shows, and I've never had a repeat guest yet. I got Marty Rabin on for the March, and then the April one's going to be a interview I was doing with Vince Gill when he asked me to be a member of the Opry, so we're going to do a kind of an Opry thing for April. And then I got Steve Warner. I got to go out to his house. And there's a bunch of people I haven't gotten yet. Garen Morris.
Oh, yeah.
Kathy Mattea, I hadn't had her.
God, she's fantastic too.
That's our format is country music between the years 1980 and 2000. So I have to kind of keep it in that 20-year period.
That's my favorite time period too as well. And like I said, hey, told it like it used to be. It's T. Graham Brown here.
Yeah, baby.
On the Backstage Pass, coming back with more Day 2 CRS 2024 coverage. I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Thank you, brother.
And thank you for everything.
I'm here if you need me.
All the contributions. The legend, T. Graham Brown here on the show.
God bless y'all.
Coming up here in a little bit. More to come here, CRS 2024. Stay tuned for a lot more. More coming.